Hey guys, Newb here, and today I am bringing you another top 10 video. This is my top 10 favorite DC superheroes. Now, I may have said in the past that although I like both Marvel and DC, that I thought I liked Marvel better, and that still stands, but I kind of forgot how much I liked some of the DC heroes, too. So, number 10, Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl was first in the comic Flash number 1 in 1940, and then again in All Stars in 1941. She was introduced as Hawkman's girlfriend, and she is a very gorgeous superhero. I don't know why, but I just find her to be a really beautiful DC female character. She seems to be one of the more fully dressed characters from what you normally see. Also, she has superhuman abilities. She's a master marksman, and she has an arsenal of ancient weapons and is powered by Nith metal. So, I know I've said in the past that my dad had tons of action figures, both Marvel and DC. Well, he did not have a Hawkgirl action figure, but I'm pretty sure I would have been really happy if he had. He had the Hawkman action figure, and I remember that one, but I know he didn't have the Hawkgirl action figure. So that was just, I was like, oh, did he have that one? No, he didn't. Well, I like it, so darn. And also, I think I was first introduced to her in the Justice League animated series. I don't remember it very well, but I think that's probably one of the first places I heard about her and saw her. Number 9, Martian Manhunter. He was first in Detective Comics Volume 1 in 1955. His powers are he is super intelligent. He is what I would consider a psychic. He has Martian type abilities, whatever that means, and he even said that he is a shapeshifter. Now, he is a character that I know my dad had an action figure of. Problem is, it's not easy finding a very good picture of the different Manhunter action figures, so trying to figure out which one my dad had is a little difficult. I think it's this one, but I'm not positive. I also remember him most from the Justice League animated series, which I hadn't remembered even watching, honestly, till I started putting this list together. I'm like, wait a minute, I know I watched that. And I actually think I had liked it, too. I had completely forgot that I had anything to do with it. Number 8 is Huntress. So she first appeared in Sensation Comics number 68 in 1947. And then in a standalone comic, or not a standalone comic, but a comic, there was a self-titled comic, Huntress, number 1 in 1989. She was originally a villain, but then later on they had her join the Justice Society. Goodness gracious. Let's see if I can talk. Justice Society of America. I'm just trying not to say Justice League, and it wasn't coming out. And she has so many stories about who she is. Like, she's been implemented in multiple storylines, and in one of them, she is Catwoman and Bruce Wayne's daughter. And then there's another one where she's Helena Kyle, and then there's like 2 or 3 others, and she never really stays the same person, but she is always pretty much, fairly closely aligned with the Batman storyline. My dad had this figure, and she was one of my favorites. I thought she was absolutely beautiful. And if you aren't familiar with Huntress from anything else, if you have been watching Arrow on CW, I know she's on there, but I haven't watched it myself. My husband watches it, but I do not. So you might be familiar with this version of her. Number 7 is Beast Boy. Now Beast Boy is a very fun character. He first appeared in Doom Patrol number 99 in 1965. His full name is Garfield Mark Logan, and he is a member of the Teen Titans, which I loved the Teen Titans cartoon, not Teen Titans Go. That's a piece of crap. But the actual Teen Titans show that they had on Cartoon Network, first, and it was amazing. And really liked Beast Boy's character on there. And he ended up developing a relationship with another character I really like on there, which we will talk about later. Beast Boy is fun. He's a very comical character, and he has a very unique ability where he can transform himself into animal or animal-like creatures. Of course, they don't always look like that creature very well because he still keeps his green-skinned body, and it's just kind of like reshaping his figure. And no, there is no action figure. I don't believe my dad had any Teen Titan figures except for, of course, Robin, but that's because it's Robin. Number 6 is Green Lantern. Green Lantern was first in All-American Comics number 16 in 1940. There are so many different storylines for Green Lantern, but that's because this is a title given to multiple people, and it's kind of passed down over the years. The Green Lanterns are able to conjure objects out of this. I don't know exactly what it is, but they harness energy from the rings and are able to conjure objects out of them. Which, if you had seen my Marvel video, you would know conjuring things or manipulating energy is something I really tend to enjoy in a superhero. My dad had these action figures. Not all of them stayed up on the shelf at the same time, but he had each of these. Also, I know that there are other lanterns that are different colored, but not being someone that avidly reads the comics, I don't know much about them, but it's something that might be fun kind of looking into. Number 5 is Aquaman. He was in More Fun Comics number 73 in 1941. He is one of the co-founders of the Justice League. A lot of people don't like Aquaman. They say that he is the weakest of the Justice League. and that he's just kind of there. He doesn't need to be there. Now, I disagree. For some reason, I always liked Aquaman over some of the others. My dad had this action figure, which is not your stereotypical looking Aquaman. You know, Pirate Hook made him look like he was a little bit more badass and stuff. Okay, he still is, but you know what I mean. But something that kind of changed his image some was the Injustice video game, Gods Among Us, where he can summon a shark to do the his dirty work. Okay, so I'm afraid of water in video games. Not because of the water itself, but because of the creatures in it, or that could be in it. So if you have a superhero swinging around sharks, I'm not okay with that. I'm okay with that because it's awesome, but I'm not okay with that because it terrifies me. This makes him all the better because he scared the crap out of me. So yeah. Number 4 is Raven. Raven is an amazing character. I wish I knew more of her outside of just the Teen Titans cartoon, but she was one of my favorite characters for a long time, just because of her in the cartoon. She first appeared in DC Comics Presents number 26 in 1980. Now Raven is a super psychic. She's an empath. She's able to astral project and use her powers outside of her body as well as inside. She's clairvoyant, telepathic, telekinetic, the works. So I really, really like that sort of... I'm interested in the paranormal, so it's kind of awesome having a superhero that's so connected with it. But yeah, like I said, I really liked her in the Teen Titans show. And yes, she's the one that is in a relationship with Beast Boy that I mentioned earlier. My favorite episode of Teen Titans was when she was... don't remember exactly what she was trying to do, but she ended up splitting her personalities up. And so the rest of the Teen Titans were basically trying to regather her and find out really what was going on. And just seeing the different versions of her that make up herself, as well as you could never have too many Ravens, is Robin, who first appeared in Detective Comics number 38 in 1940. My favorite thing about Robin is the fact that there are so many of them, and that he has changed so many times, because similar to the Green Lantern thing, Robin is really a title for Batman's sidekick, regardless of who it is. There's been somewhere between like 5 and 7, except for it looks like they have kind of lumped the Batgirl in with Robin, but it's basically any sidekick of Batman's. My dad had these 2 figures, and I know he had another one that had a bike, but I couldn't find an image for that one. And then, yeah, I really like the different character developments of the different Robins. Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing, Jason Todd becoming the Red Hood. Tim Drake is the was the last Robin I knew. And he's also the one in Young Justice. And then there is Batman's son that's supposed to be one of the newer Robins that I don't know much about myself. But I loved Robin and the movies and Teen Titans, the animated series. Especially as a kid, he's really easy to relate to. Number 2 is Supergirl. So Supergirl has had many different art styles. It was really, really difficult to find a consistency in the art style that she has been drawn in, at least for her cover art. Also, it is another sort of title that's given to Superman's sidekicks. I think I saw at least 5 of them. But I can't in my heart from when I was younger. My dad had bought me a Supergirl action figure. Plus he didn't have one yet for his collection. Either that or he had bought it and I basically assumed it was mine. It was, the one that looked the youngest. It was the youngest female on the shelf. And I basically, my dad was not one of those, let's keep them all in packages. No, let's group them and take them out of the packages. So they, as far as value goes, they probably were not worth anything after, over time. But, when I was younger, without having any kids in the neighborhood, my dad was my playmate. And Supergirl was kind of my favorite one, my go-to character, because she made me think of myself, just because she was, a blonde-haired girl. So when we would play with the superheroes, Supergirl was me, except I didn't call her Supergirl. I called her Alexa the Queen Ninja. Super embarrassing, but I used that AQN initials for a very long time, and who knows why, but she is the only actual superhero that I still have today. She is this is the model that I have. I don't have her pieces, but for the Superman animated version, which I know I've seen, but it was because of that action figure. Even though I don't know if I even like her herself, I can't knock her down any lower on this list just because I still get teased about Alexa to this day. And she's really, really special to me. And number 1, surprise, surprise, Batman. This is another one that is on the top of my list, and I can't necessarily swear it's because I like the superhero. But I like everything that's been done with him. Let me explain. Do I necessarily like the superhero for who he is? I don't know. I mean, I do, but I don't think that's what makes him my favorite of the DC characters. But he has had mostly great movies done based on him. The Arkham games are fantastic. And he has some of the best character development there is as far as the other characters in the series. His story does not stay consistent enough, whereas some of the side characters are actually a bit more consistent. So I couldn't, for the reason, okay, because I don't know if it's because I actually think he is the best character, it made it hard for me to put him as number 1 on this list. But at the same time, his influence in the world and in pop culture, because he's a good character, makes it almost impossible not to put him as number 1. I love the animated series. I love the movies. And I love the Arkham games. I cannot justify putting him lower on the list because the creator of Batman has really outdone himself with this character if it's able to mean so much, if it's such a well-known image. Also, I just had to share this. I think he has the coolest car that any superhero has ever had. And I remember my dad also had this version of the Batmobile that was a plane, and then you could turn it into a boat, and you can turn it into an actual Batmobile. So, just things I remember. More nostalgia. And that is my top 10 favorite DC characters. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Wait. Stop it. I'm trying to figure something out right now. Please stop. This is my personal favorite Super Nintendo games. I consider this the Nostalgia Edition, because I was pretty young when the Super Nintendo was a thing. Speed! Oh no! Tyrannosaurus! No, that's not Tyrannosaurus. Triceratops. They're gonna come after me, aren't they? Oh god, there's another one I never noticed.